We're connecting with community experts. We're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 3 News Connect. We want to help keep everybody connected right now. I'm Monica Robbins, joined by my colleague Jay Crawford on this finally beautiful Wednesday. Hey, Jay.
Yeah, Monica, I knew if we waited long enough, we would get it, and it looks like it's here today. Let's get right into our top coronavirus headlines. We've just learned that 35 gyms across Ohio have filed a lawsuit against Dr. Amy Acton over their extended closure. Several of the gyms are in Northeast Ohio. Wuhan, China, where the virus originated, is planning to test all of its 11 million residents for COVID-19, and they plan to do it in a matter of 10 days. This comes as a handful of new cases have been reported there. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi unveiled a $3 trillion coronavirus aid package. The HEROES Act, as it's being called, would offer a new round of $1,200 payments and $200 billion in hazard pay for essential workers. A House vote is set for Friday, but early indications the bill faces a huge uphill battle in the Senate. Monica?
Well, Governor DeWine says there will not be a 2 p.m. briefing today. Instead, it will resume tomorrow, and that's when we're expected to learn more information about when daycares, gyms, and casinos can possibly reopen, along with summer activities like campgrounds and the reopening of city pools. The green light was given on tattoo and piercing shops, along with massage parlors. All of those can reopen Friday. That's on top of outdoor dining, salons, barbershops, and day spas. Governor DeWine says he believes the state has come up with the best practices and guidelines for reopening.
But that does not mean that that's going to absolutely guarantee a protection. What we can do as we go through this coronavirus is those activities that we do engage in, we can engage in a way that is as safe as humanly possible to make it. We also can decide as individuals based on our medical condition and based upon our age which activities to engage in at all.
Now, among those celebrating the announcement is a local man carrying on a family tradition of tattoo artists. He had opened his shop just 3 days before the shutdown. Will Ewick has his story.
The inspiration for a tattoo comes from many different places.
One from my mom. I got that when I was about 13.
But oftentimes, it's family.
It was when she passed away. So it's a cross with her name and her death date.
For Justin Bryant, the inspiration for getting that tattoo is the same for getting into the tattoo business. His family.
I wanted to travel a different path, and I just couldn't resist.
His grandfather, grandmother, and 2 uncles all had tattoo shops. You could say ink is in his blood.
It's an addiction.
Following in his family's footsteps and achieving a lifelong dream, Justin opened Just Inked here in Mentor on March 13th. But then 4 days later was told that he would have to close.
It was always a dream to own my own. And I finally made it. People have crazy dreams, and this was mine. It was, and then it's just that dream that I had in my hand was a nightmare.
Justin's dream of opening his own shop was only a reality for 4 days. But now, after weeks of frustration and uncertainty, Justin's shop and others like it will be able to reopen on May 15th.
If you ever went into a coma or passed out or had a bad dream and you woke up from it, it felt so real, but then you woke up, there is sunshine at the end of every storm.
Of course, there are guidelines like keeping social distance between customers, employees wearing masks, and sanitizing workstations.
We practice this on a daily basis. We're very sanitary anyways.
But no matter what the guidelines are, Justin is just happy to be given a second chance to get inspired and keep the family dream alive.
It just feels like a warm hug inside.
In Mentor, Will Ewick.
It is going to be the best feeling to see the smiling faces back again.
3 News.
Good for him. We're happy to see many businesses opening, and as many restaurants and bars prepare to open for inside dining next Friday. 3 popular local spots say they don't plan to open until August. The owners of the Spotted Owl, Porco Lounge, and Velvet Tango Room all say they're going to wait and see how those changes are made before August 1st, and they don't plan on opening until then. Cleveland Scene is reporting that they will use the next 2 months to get insight on best practices, watch how the public responds, and see if there is another spike in cases. Jay?
Monica, a heads up this noon for those of you that did not qualify for the first round of stimulus checks. Some much needed relief appears to be on the way for you. And it's also for those that did not get the original check on the pandemic unemployment assistance. PUA is for people who were not eligible for unemployment in the past, including anyone who is self-employed or anyone who did not make enough money. Those benefits were delayed because it required a new computer system for people to file, but that software is now up and running.
We sent out, I think, 90,000 emails, then we'll do another 90,000 emails, and then we'll do another, so we'll just gradually give people that notice. These are for individuals who have pre-registered.
You can still register for PUA benefits if you haven't done so already. Soon, there will be more help for families who need relief. The USDA has approved Ohio's pandemic electronic benefit transfer proposal. This means that families getting SNAP benefits will get an additional $300 if their children missed free and reduced price school meals. The program will benefit about 850,000 students across Ohio. Well, as we wrap up a week-long celebration of American nurses, we want to introduce you to a local nurse who found her calling decades ago and has now spent the past 20 years working on the front lines. Lindsay Buckingham got the chance to talk to her and reveals a huge, well-deserved surprise. Take a look.
I think that I came into nursing because I really felt that that was my calling, as far as it's almost spiritual for me.
Marlene Oliver, taking care of the sick for 22 years.
We do it for family. We do it for our community. We do it for everybody.
And at 64 years young, a master's degree in nursing just 2 years ago. Student loans of more than $40,000, but it was worth it.
I've never regretted not one dime I spent or 1 minute studying.
She's a clinical manager for the critical care unit at University Hospital St. John Medical Center in Westlake. 4 months prepping for COVID-19 patients.
I've never seen anything like this in any place that I've ever worked.
Separated from her own family for safety, Marlene understands just how much patients miss their loved ones.
35 beds of patients who can't have family members visit. We put phones up to their ears. We do FaceTime on our own phones. I can't imagine going through that and being sick.
Her giving doesn't stop there. This mother of 5 and grandmother also opened up her home to many teens without one.
I just feel like that God has always blessed me, and I think blessings are to give to other people. Like it's almost like a stewardship thing. If I have something more, then that means that I'm being trusted to give to those that have less.
Now it's our turn to reward Marlene.
And I know that you don't think you do anything special. You're just doing your job, but we do.
Oh, well, thank you.
That you are very special, and I know that you may not know this, but your colleagues do too. We told our friends over at Saray Smith Partners Insurance Group, and they thought you were pretty special too. So Jim Saray wanted to present you with a check for $10,000, Marlene.
Oh my gosh, Lindsay. Oh my gosh.
It's for you.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Oh, honey. To do something that I love every day, I would volunteer here if I could. Oh, thank you.
We know that you have student loans, and we
do.
And Jim hopes that will help a little bit.
I just want to say on behalf of my wife, Nancy, your personal story of helping others with no personal gain to yourself has touched my heart as well as many. I'm delighted to be able to lighten your load a little and bless you at this time. May God bless you and all the other heroes out there just like yourself.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Thank you.
Marlene, thank you for your dedication and service on the front lines.
I can't tell you what this means to me. There are no words. There really are no words.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
You know, I know Marlene said there are no words, but Monica, she didn't need them. Her face and her emotions said everything that we need to know. And we're thrilled for her. And Jim, thank you so much for being able to help. It's just one of those stories that you can't help but get emotional when you see. So it's a wonderful thing, and she's a wonderful person.
Seriously, if that doesn't make everybody cry, I don't know what does. I wish we could do that with every frontline healthcare worker out there, anybody who has loans, every essential worker who has been, just going above and beyond trying to help the rest of us get through all of this. I can't thank them all enough from the bottom of our hearts. We want you to help us. We want to see these heroes. Please send us a brief description and a photo of your nominee. All you need to do is text it to that number you see right there on your screen, 344-3300, area code 216. We want to share these stories on the air. Believe me, these stories are going to help us all get through this. Stay with us. We're going to reconnect right after this. Hey, we want to give a shout out to those workers who've been on the front lines during this pandemic, including at our grocery stores. Walmart just announced it's giving employees another bonus. The cash bonus for hourly workers adds up to $390 million nationwide. First time the company gave out bonuses during the pandemic. Money was given to employees 2 other times back in April. And Raising Cane, good news for their employees. Their $2 million will be handed out as a way to show their employees appreciation for their work. The payout is intended to make up for the hours each crew worker agreed to give up at the beginning of the pandemic. The chain says only a handful of its 500 locations are closed because of the virus, because those locations do not have drive-thrus. Jay?
Monica, as we know, the future of air travel is uncertain at best, but some flights are still happening, and United Airlines has announced its new social distancing policy. Beginning next week, the carrier will notify passengers 24 hours before their flight if it is expected to be a full flight. If it is, passengers at that time will be allowed to cancel or rebook if they choose. They'll also announce to check in if a flight is 70% full or more. Changes start today for Delta Airlines as they temporarily suspend service to 10 U.S. airports, and it includes the Akron-Kenton Airport. Delta says they've seen an 80% drop in flight capacity in the U.S. during the second quarter. The suspensions will continue through at least September. Well, you talked about it at the top of the show, Monica. I see sun out my window, and temperatures, I feel, are on the rise. Here's Holly Strano with our 3 News extended forecast. Holly?
Thank you. And the beautiful bright skies, it really does make a difference. And as we look ahead on your hour-by-hour National Design Mart forecast, we're well into the 50s at 2 o'clock, and most of you are going to approach 60 or even in the low 60s today. So that is an improvement. In fact, yesterday we didn't make it out of the 50s. We had a record low yesterday morning. We'll see what those official numbers say for later today, because it was frosty again earlier today with most of you in that low 30 range. We stay dry all day today. Then as we get into your Thursday, initially starting off dry, this is the picture at 6 a.m. We're seeing some scattered shower chances bottom of your screen. Some of those showers move in mid-morning. It's not until later in the day, though, and there will be breaks in all of this, that we see a really good chance of some strong thunderstorms. This is the picture tomorrow at 5, and it's looking quite active. We'll have showers, thunderstorms. We get some breaks as we head through tomorrow night, and that's really going to be the case. So when you see the 7-day coming up, I want you to keep that in mind. Here's Friday, and again, Friday morning starting off dry to the east. West suburbs are seeing some showers around 7 a.m. Wait for that 7-day. All right, numbers. We've been everything but where we should be these days, right? So 69 is now the normal high for this day. We'll hit 60 today. 49, that's the normal low. You were in the 30s earlier. The record low is 30 degrees at Hopkins. So if we end up tying that or beating that today, that'll be 3 in a row. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated. But in the meantime, just enjoy the beautiful sunshine, because there's plenty of it to pass around today. Highs around 60, calmer winds. If you're actually in the sun this afternoon, it feels good. And on your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, we'll be in the 70s tomorrow with those on and off showers, and then thunderstorms, especially later in the day. We'll be here for you, and of course, always on our 3 News app. As we look ahead to Friday and the weekend, don't let all the scattered shower and storm chances intimidate you, in the sense of you're not going to get outside with those warmer numbers. You will. It is going to be just kind of on and off. There'll be sunshine in between, and we stay pretty close to 70 through early next week. Something to look forward to.
Oh, Holly, you put a big smile on my face. 70s. We've waited a long time for that. Still to come, 10,000 washable face masks for the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. That is our goal, and you can help us get there. Austin Love has all the details on how you can help when 3 News Connect comes right back.
You experience constant discomfort.
have experienced adversity before.
As a team.
As a community.
As players. We thank you.
To the fans and the community, they have shown us so much love.
We love you too. And most of all, we can't wait to be back together again.
Well, boy, it's just good to see those familiar faces again. The Cavaliers are thinking of fans, and they are thanking them during this pandemic. The team posted that video to social media yesterday. It's called In This Together. We have a link to the full clip. It's on our website, WKYC.com, and the 3 News app. Monica?
We are in the middle of our homemade mask collection benefiting the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. Our goal is to collect 10,000 masks, and thanks to you, donations have already been coming in from all over our community, including from the Sisters of Notre Dame. Austin Love has their story.
You know, that's what we do. Whenever there's a need, we try to do the best we can to fill it.
Snapshots inside Sisters of Notre Dame gives us a view of hope. Since March, the sisters have been in quarantine, but they aren't letting their time go to waste. Instead, they've been cutting, sewing, and donating handmade masks.
We started this like assembly line. Some trace, some cut, some draw lines, that's me, and then some fold the masks. Then we give them to the sewers who have machines, and they do the sewing, and then we are ready to send them out.
In that time, they've made and donated over 1,500 masks to those who need it most, including a portion of those going to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank.
Many people who we've either worked with in the past or who are at risk now, we're very concerned about them. And besides praying for them, we decide this is one way that we can help them.
Staying safe, all while continuing their mission of service.
It's just a great opportunity to help people.
And if you know how to sew, here's how you can help. Betsy Kling and WKYC Studios are spearheading a drive to gather 10,000 washable face masks for the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. The masks are needed for employees and volunteers at the food bank and its partner agencies. Now, you can mail them or drop them off at the food bank on South Waterloo Road. And all you got to do is put them to the attention of Kevin Grissinger weekdays from 8 a.m. until 3:30. And they can also be dropped off at WKYC Studios on Lakeside Avenue. Still to come, drive-in movies are back, where you can still catch a flick on the big screen without going to the theater, and Cleveland's rich drive-in history. Stay with us.
We all have that list of home improvement projects we need to do, and if replacing your home's windows and doors is on that list, you want to know that it's going to be affordable. I'm from Renewal by Anderson, and we've helped thousands of customers
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. Here are 3 coronavirus headlines that have you talking. Burger chain Steak and Shake announces it will permanently close at least 50 of its restaurants nationwide. However, the exact locations have not yet been announced. Major changes at Disney parks, as they say when they reopen, they'll likely require all employees and guests to wear masks. And as outdoor dining starts back up this Friday, we have a list of which restaurants will be open. And for these stories and a lot more, just head over to WKYC.com. Jay?
Monica, the coronavirus prevents us from going into movie theaters. We know that, at least for now. But you can once again catch a flick on the big screen. Lena Lai reports on the reopening of drive-ins. Remember those? And the rich history they have right here in Ohio.
As the sun sets on North Ridgeville, the popcorn machine is hopping and cars stream into Autorama Drive-In Theater.
So they're tired of being cooped up in the house.
Really excited! The kids in jammies ready for movie night, a much needed night out.
We are just looking for a night of normal. We've been in the house since February.
It's where 3 generations of the Sherman family are bustling for their grand opening after getting the green light from the state to reopen.
We've been socially distancing here since 1965.
And who would have thought it'd take a pandemic for drive-ins to finally get an edge over still shuttered cineplexes? The novel coronavirus making retro cool.
Just something that they've done in the past. They kind of know what it is, and they're, again, reaching out to something they're familiar with.
And it's a slice of Americana that's deeply rooted in Ohio, one of the first in the nation to open drive-ins, with Akron's Starlight Auto Theater in 1940, debuting Destry Rides Again with Marlena Dietrich and Jimmy Stewart. Today, there are 24 left in Ohio, the 3rd most in the country, and it's not your grandfather's drive-in.
So we transferred over from digital projection a few years ago now, and that opened up a lot of avenues for us.
Here, what's old is new again, an old-time favorite in these modern, unsettled times.
Pretty good.
Finally, something to look forward to.
I know.
Seriously, that's something we can look forward to.
Yeah, I used to love going to drive-ins as a kid, and even as a young parent, taking my kids, they loved it. Why not? I think it works fine.
I have no idea when the last time was I went to see a drive-in movie, but I'm going to make a plan to go see one soon. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be here again at noon tomorrow for 3 News Connect.
We'll see you then.